Hello, everybody. I think this is about the fifth time I've attempted Objective 5 in 3B. Not because it's difficult, just because a bunch of reasons. Anyways, none of them are valid, so we're trying it again. So it's either ascending or descending, A to Z, Z to A, and lowest to highest, highest to lowest, dates and times. You guys already know that. That's good stuff. That helps you visualize your data, organize it, and arrange it. And by sorting in various ways, you can find the data that you want and use your data to make good decisions as opposed to bad decisions. Yes. So now we're going to navigate to full sections, which I have already here. I've already saved it with my name and it's ready to go. So we've got the first worksheet active, or I'm active in the first worksheet, room conflicts. And so what we're going to do is going to type A1 to M50, going to press enter in the name box. When we do that, it's going to select that range. Then we're going to go to insert, tables group, table, and create table. And we're going to make sure that there's a little check mark in the my table has headers check mark. Let's go do that. Wait. Okay. In the name box, I think it's A1 colon M50 and press the enter key. Yep, that selects everything that's got data. It could be any number, but that happens to be everything. So then we're going to go to insert tab, tables group, and select table. From there, it says, where is the data for your table? A1 to M50. And there is, yes, a check mark in my table has headers. A1, B1, C1, D1, E1, and so on and so forth. Good enough. Okay. So now that's number one. Number two. Number three, you can ask us to go to the table design tab, table styles, more. In the group light, I'm going to take the third row, third column, light blue. All right. Oh dear, I already have it here. But anyway, table design, then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, now we got something we like. I think I can get that. Nope, nope, there's nothing. Ooh, let's not do that. There's nothing else, just those guys. We've got number 3 done. Number 4, the table is like forms a database. We used to call them, they call them flat databases or two-dimensional databases is what we used to call them. And they're basically the same thing. Each row forms a record and each column forms a field. And each time you want to rearrange and get some information, it's called a query. So it's almost like we are using Access or a database. On the Data tab, in the Sort and Filter group, and apparently you can sort up to 64 columns. That's insane, but apparently you can. We're going to sort. We're going to grab the sort by arrow. It's going to be department, sort on, cell values, and the order is A to Z. Go to Data tab, sort group, filter group, sort. You notice how it unselects or deselects the top row. It says sort by, I believe department, sort on cell values. Makes sense to me. A to Z, perfect. But we want to add another level of sorting or arrangement to it. So we're going to say it's all the departments, but let's do a little bit more detail to it. And the next level of detail is going to be that we want to add a second level or a second level works for me. Going to add a level. It's going to be then by course number, sort on cell values, and order is smallest to largest. I got to remember that one. Okay, so sort course number. I'm going to add a second level, then by sort on cell values, smallest to largest, smallest to largest. Perfect. But wait, there's more. And they're going to add a third level. And we're going to add another one under the column, then by section number, cell values, smallest to largest. Okay, add level, then by section number, cell values, smallest to largest. And yep, Alice looks like theirs. I'm going to click on OK. Then we're going to scroll down to row 25. Take a look to see the arrangement of the data and then compare your screen with this. Okay, and then let's talk about it, shall we? Okay. You notice everything kind of got sorted out. Let's go down to A25. And so what was our first priority? So 24. Now it's really interesting, isn't it? How can we make sense of this? Okay, so section numbers. And you've got department field and course number in alphabetical order. Right, so it's making a bit of sense. Okay. Hopefully I got that right. So somewhere here, 6, 7, 8. And 30, 31. So 30, 31. So 7, 8, 5, 9, 4, 5. All right. Let's do that sort again. Department, course number, section number. The department, B's, C's, D's, and E's. Course number, all the C's are 99, 100, 101. And then within that frame, you've got 30 through. Okay, so yeah, it actually works. So all the CISs are here. Then your course numbers are in order, 99, 100, 110, 121. Okay, and then somewhere in here is going to be 7, 8, and whatever other numbers we have in here. That's the last one is always the one that kind of confounds me. And it's 7, 8, 5, 9. So yeah, it all actually, if you sit down and take the time, it actually does work correctly. At your first glance, you're like, what the? But no, we're good. So then we're going to make A1 the active cell. And page layout, page setup, print titles. You know the routine. Rows to repeat at top. Row 1. Okay. And okay, let me just go get that part done. Alrighty. So page layout, page setup, print titles, and row 1. Row to repeat at the top, row 1. Anything else? I don't think there is. And okay. and good old fashioned save. I guess that kind of makes sense. I'm about 60 or 6. I'm about a 6 out of 10 on that one. We'll see. All right. So now, yay, this is cool. Sorting by using a custom list, which is a list you could create yourself. So if there were certain parts that you had to arrange by, or maybe there's SIN numbers, anything that you can create yourself uniquely for you, it's not set in there by itself, there's your custom list. You can use a custom list to sort in order that you define. And you can have a day of the week, month of the year custom list. You can also sort chronologically by the days of the week, by the months of the year, from January through December. But let's see what they want us to do. Or we can create our own custom list by typing in the values that you want to sort by. It's going to be high, medium, and low. And we'll have a go at that. So in this activity, I'm going to create a custom list. I'm going to show all the full sections sorted by delivery with all the online courses first. So in the Street tab area, online campus, let's get over there, shall we? Online campus, pretty much the same as we had before. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to, do we need to select anything? Click anywhere in there to display the second worksheet. On the data tab, sort and filter, sort, and set the first major level is going to be by delivery and cell values. Let me get this. So this time I didn't select anything. I just clicked on A1. So data tab, sort and filter, sort, sort by. All right, look at that. I didn't need to select it. It automatically did it for us. Hallelujah. We're going to sort by delivery. And then by, okay, sort by, and delivery. Cell values A to Z. Okay, that's number 2. Number 3 is we're going to go click on the order value arrow. Then we're going to grab the custom list. And then we're going to make sure we have the new list selected. This one I haven't done in a couple of weeks. So, okay. Order. List. So it's not going to be A to Z because if you look in your delivery, what have we got in our delivery? Campus section. There we go. Online classroom, online classroom, online classroom. So we're going to create our own list using, obviously, online classroom. So order, custom. And, I've got to get rid of mine because I've done it before. And I'm going to get rid of this one because I've done it. So add a new list. You type and you press enter and type and enter and type and enter. Well, there's only 2 things, so it's not going to be too gosh darn hard. We're going to type in online, and press enter, and then we're going to type classroom and then see what happens. I actually like this. Enter. Classroom. Is there anything else? I think it's just the 2 options. And compare, yes and yes. And then we're going to select add under custom list, verify online classroom is selected, and okay. It simply cannot be this easy, can it? Add. There it is. Online classroom. Okay. Make sure you've selected it. Okay. Online classroom. So all the onlines are going to be sorted first, and then all the classrooms are going to be after that. And okay, there you go. Love it when that happens. Absolutely love it. Okay, and sort. That's fabulous. And then notice all the online courses are listed first, and then I'm going to go down to row 82, and classroom sections begin at 92. Now I'm just going to do a super quick scan down there. So 82, online, 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 online. Then classroom begins on 92. Good. I guess I'm going to have to do that again, aren't I? Right. The remains are there, east and west, but we're not interested in that. Let's just make sure I've done this right. I'm leaving this in, even with the error in it. I am leaving it in just in case. Alrighty. So, put the filter, delivery, add the custom, new, online, and classroom. Let's make sure I'm doing the right thing. Okay? So, sort and filter. So, oh, you know what? Let's delete this. Let's do it again. It's really helpful if I actually follow the instructions. So we're going to start off with the area. I'm not missing anything. We're in the online campus tab, data, sort, delivery, new list. All right, so sort, delivery, check. Online and classroom. Okay, okay. Look at this. Online and classroom, new list. We did that. Add it. Okay. Order. I don't know. Online classroom, classroom online. I hope that's the right one. Okay. Delivery. Here we go. Yep. Online, 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 all the way down to classroom, 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 classroom. Yep. You know what? I haven't made a mistake. It's all good. Thankfully for me. That was close. So then we're going to go back to A1, page layout, page setup, print titles. We did all that. And yep. A1. Keeping an eye on the time because it's almost 5 o'clock for you guys. Get go back to A1. I happen to be there anyways. So it's going to be page layout, page setup, print titles, print area, nope, rows to repeat at the top, row 1. Anything else? I don't think so. And rows to repeat at the top. Perfect. Okay. And save. Wow, that was painful for something it shouldn't have been. Alrighty. More knowledgeable custom lists for remains available for all workbooks in Excel. Oh, it remains available for all Excel worksheets. So it's kind of a universal, generalized sync zone, if you will, and it all stays there. I did not know that. Next, that brings us up to page 389, in custom and advanced filters. One of my favorite tools of all time has got to be the advanced filter. So I'm really excited about this. And I will be honest with you, I will be doing it the way the book wants us to. And then additionally, I'll be showing you a way. There's a little bit of a technique that I use, but I'll keep that until later on. You want to mess with your heads too much. So objective number 6, using custom and advanced filters. And when you format a range of data as a table, it displays the filter arrows, the little handles there, little triangles in the column headings, and you can deduce or you can deduce a lot of information from using those. Pretty powerful little tools. So that's called the auto filter menu. And there's also something called the custom filter, where, as exactly like they sound, a complex criteria to a single column. And the advanced filter, if that's not enough, there we've got the advanced filter, which is my favorite, and that specifies 3 or more criteria to apply complex criteria to 2 or more columns. Okay, that's fine. I don't care about the numbers. But more to specify computed criteria. And you can also use you can also use an advanced filter for extracting or copying the selected rows. You know what? This is a whole pile of wah, wah, wah. Let's go have a go at it and figure out what it is the book is trying to tell us, shall we? Because I'm reading the words and it's not making much sense to me. Well, it is, but it's boring me. So let's go and have a once over. Activity 5.16. Filtering by format and value using the auto filter. That's a little toggle. That's the first of it. So 3 types of filters that you can create with the auto filter. Filter one or more values. You can filter by a format, or you can filter by a criteria. Okay. Each of these filters is mutually exclusive for the column. That is, you can only filter one thing, one time, one column. Okay, so now let's pop over to the CIS and CPS sheet. CIS, CPS. Ooh, you can see the yellow here. You better believe we're going to be filtering by color. And we're going to go to the data tab, go and filter. Filter is active. And in row 1, we're going to see the filter arrows in each column title. In column B, we're going to notice that some courses are formatted in yellow. Indicates courses that have been designated as an introductory course recommended for high school seniors who want to take a college class. So this is what we're going to do. So we've gone to the sheet. We're going to go over to cell B1. We're going to click on the course name filter. And when we see the menu, we're going to point to filter by color. And then we're going to compare our screen with the picture. Let's see. Okay. How cool is this? First time I did this, I was absolutely tickled pink. So pick anywhere in the column, course name. Click on the drop down for the toggle. We're going to go filter by color. You've got yellow, black. All right. So that's why if you normally do a filter, you normally don't see any colors here because there are no colors to see. You've got the yellow and you've got the black. So click on the by the color and point to the cell color and select yellow. Okay. Filter, color, and yellow. There you go. Everything else is hidden. So all the other rows are hidden from view. You know that you're in a filter structure, if you will, because if you look over here on the left-hand side, you've only got some row numbers, and all the row headings are all blue. That's an indicator of some kind of filter or some kind of structure that is locking up your columns or rows. So you can't delete these. You can't unhide them. What you see is what you get, and they're doing a job. Pretty cool, actually. I really, really like that. So we've done the filter by color, and we selected the yellow block, and of course this with a yellow fill color now displayed. And 79 of 169 records displayed. How do they know that? S name. There has to be somewhere that tells us it's 79 records, and I'm sure we're going to find out very shortly. We're going to go back to B1. We're going to point at the filter arrow, and we're going to notice the course name equals a yellow color, and that a little yellow or little funnel has appeared, indicating that this is some kind of filter. Pretty straightforward. And there it is. Course name equals a yellow color. Doesn't give us anything yet. We do see the little toggle thingy here, the funnel. Funnel indicates the filter is applied. Screen tip tells you how the records are filtered, and the status bar indicates the number of records that display out of the total. Now, bottom left-hand corner. Remember I told you we'd find it? Here it is. 79 of 169 records, exactly where we knew it would be. B1, point to it. Clear all. Sorry about that muttering there. So B1, click on the little toggle, and you're going to go to clear filter. Is there anything else? No, clear filter. Let's just make sure, because there are a couple of different ways to do it. Clear filter from course. Yep, the clear filter it is. And yeah, everything's gone back to the way it was before. Next. Pretty cool. Imagine if you have different groups, and each group is identified by color. That way is a great one of way to filter or sort out to filter out information, or filter information, if you will. So the funnel is now gone. Status bar no longer has any numbers, and the filter arrow has no funnel. So all is back to normal. So then we're going to go over to I5, which contains the value TE280. We're going to right mouse click over it. Wait till you check this out. Okay, so I5, TE280, and then I'm going to right mouse click filter by a selected cell's value. So what I'm saying is anything that has TE280, I want to be able to see it. Talk about filter on the fly. Okay, I5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, TE, right mouse click. Where's my filter? Filter by selected cell's value, by color, one color, or icon. How cool is that? We want it filtered by the value. So only the TE280 is now represented. Isn't that neat? That's absolutely, that's nifty. So we've got number 8. Number 9, data tab, sort and filter, and clear. So data tab, sort and filter, and clear. Everything's back. The colors are back. The room is back. Everything is back to normal. All is cleared. And save. And how are we doing for time? We're doing okay. We're going to filter by custom criteria using auto filter. And your friend and mine equals, greater than, lesser than, equal to, not equal to. You know it. I know it. Aha. Okay. So let's go to Database Linux Sheet tab. Then we're going to go to K1. I'm going to click on the Enroll Filter arrow. I'm going to point to number filters and less than or equal to 1. Let me get there, and then we're going to come back. Well, I think we can do it this way. Remove. Copy. So Database Linux and Database Linux, and it seems to be more of the same. So what we're going to do, go to K1, enrolled. And in K1, it'll go click on the arrow, number filters, less than or equal to, and the value is 12. K1, drop down, number filters, less than or equal to the value of what and or what. Okay, 12. Okay. Make sure there's nothing else I need to do. And okay, and we should currently have 49 records. Okay. Down here, ready, 49 of 169 records. Yep, it works perfectly. Roll, everything here is less than or equal to the value of 13. You could have 12.99, which you wouldn't, obviously. You have 12, you have 13, you have 9. If it's 14, you won't see it. And database, sort and filter, and clear. Oh, I love it when they do it this method. Okay. Sort and filter, data tab, and clear. Everybody's back. And number 4, we are getting through it, guys. So on number 4, on the data tab, sort and filter group, click on the clear. I did that. In B1, we're going to click on the course name Sparrow, filter arrow. We're going to point to the text filter and select contain. What is it going to contain? What is it we want it to have? Okay, so let's go get there. B1, course name. Text filters. Those are toggle. And before we had number filters because there's nothing but values or numbers in the column. So that's why you saw number filter. This time, text filter. And we're looking for contain. And it says in any one of these cells, as long as you see this, doesn't matter, it's the beginning, the middle, or the end, this, then I want you to filter it and keep it in, or filter and keep it out. No, keep it in. Okay. So course name, text filters, contained. What it is, anything that contains database. No space. Of everything that is true to the one thing you make sure is anytime you're dealing with filters and sorts, 2 rules above all else. Number 1, spelling counts. Number 2, no spaces. Number 3 and 4, spelling counts and no spaces. So definitely those 2 are key. Course name or contains Linux. What does that mean? Let's go have a quick look. Or no extra spaces. What it says, in each cell. When you look at it, if you see database, I want you to filter it or sort it, or Linux, same thing. Okay, I want to fill if it's got database in there or Linux. Everything else you're kicking to the curb. These are the only two things I want to see. Okay, and yeah, you've got database applications and relational database, coin, and app. Did I spell that correctly? Let's go and do that again. Okay, contains Linux, L-I-N-U-X, or it can't be database and Linux. It's got to be database or Linux. Okay, contains or Linux. Yep, exactly the same. So we've done nothing wrong. It's all database somewhere along the line. You do that. Comparison. Okay. It comes up with more than we did. Linux. Isn't that interesting? Go back and have a look. Here your filter. Let's go back in here. Course text filter contains D-A-T-A-B-A-S-E, D-A-T-A-B-A-S-E, or contains, make sure there's nothing else in there, contains or contains, or contains, what are these? So if it contains database or it contains Linux, it'll work out better. I knew there was something that was not quite right. Okay, and there you go. Databases and Linuxes, if such a thing exists. So this is a comparison operator, and you specify it must be true. Okay, that's what they say. And you've got those two comparison operators. Okay, and save. And it doesn't care if it's in the beginning, the middle, or the end. All it cares about is in that column, any record that shows database or contains database or contains Linux. I'm going to display it for you. Figure, we've done the figure. Activity 5.18, using the name manager and filtering using advanced criteria. I have time to do it. It's 5.14. Yes, I still have the time to do it. Yeah. The advanced filter, I would say, is when you're first learning it, you might find it a little bit intimidating, but once you become familiar with it, especially in accounting, this is particularly useful for you guys. Alrighty. So in this activity, we're going to create an advanced filter to determine the faculty members whose classifications include professor and they have an annual salary of 70,000 or greater or more, and who have 8 or more hours of assigned advising hours. Okay, so that's quite the mouthful there. So let's go over to faculty advising. Faculty advising. Now this guy looks a little bit different. The table itself has been created for us, and it's been bumped down to row 6 and 7 on. And we've got a space up here for us to to write in or insert our criteria, and it will become clear as we proceed through this exercise. Why does this look different? Of what is going on with this space up here? Well, for starters, they've got us selecting and copying A7 to G7 and pasting on an A2. A7 to G7, which is going to be all the headings. Now, if anybody's panicking, thinking, oh no, we're going to get all the toggles, wait for it. A2, and paste. All you got was the copy and paste of the text. No filters were harmed in the making of this Excel spreadsheet. We did that. Number one, displayed the faculty advising sheet. Number two, we selected and copied the A7 to G7 and we plunked it in or pasted it in A2. Now the first step is filtering is to use the advanced criteria is to create a criteria range. Where is it you want me to go? But what table are you talking about? That's your criteria range. Actually, an area on your worksheet where you define the criteria for your filter. Okay, well, let's see if it's going to be a criteria range. Okay. Criteria range is placed above the data, which is ironic because when I got taught it, you always placed it to the right of the data, and I thought it was a stupid place to put it. Okay, because it really ruined everything. So yeah, this is not a bad little idea at all. Criteria range includes a row for the column headings that must match the column headings in the data range exactly. So what as above, so below. So whatever you copy from here, you can plunk it or pop it or paste it into A2, and that's what it's going to work from when it's doing the filter. And we're going to highlight and select the range A2 to G3, the column names, and the blank row below the criteria heading. I'm going to call it criteria. It's perfectly okay. There's nothing in there for now. There will be, but just not right now. And they want us to use A2 to G3, A2 to G3, and it's going to be name box and criteria. Name box, C-R-I-T-E-R-I-A, enter. And is it there? Yep, criteria is there. You see those tables? Nobody gave them a name, so it's table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4. And there's create criteria. And that was instruction number 3. So an ours looks like theirs, theirs looks like ours, and by naming the range criteria, which is a predefined name recognized by Excel, the reference to this range will automatically display as the criteria range in the advanced filter dialog box. All right, let's see if we can figure out what they mean by that. This defined criteria range includes the field names and one empty row because that's where we're going to put the criteria. That's a lot of stuff. So on the Formula tab, define name group, click on Name Manager and compare your screen. Ironically, guess what I just did? Alrighty, so Formulas, define name, Name Manager, table, 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 print table, print titles and print titles. Okay, because I messed up and did it twice, that's why the extra one is there. And at the very top is criteria. And that's what it looks like. Workbook. In addition to the criteria name that has been defined, there are several named tables. Actually, no, they're not named. They're called table 1, 2, 3, 4, or table 1, table 1, table, table. Actually, it's table 1. When you're in class, I'll actually talk about this, about why each table is named the way it is. So in this workbook, in addition to the criteria name, we're going to go to name manager. In D3, we're going to type in greater than 70,000. Okay, let's go back. We select the range. Box. And the tab, define names, name manager. Name manager, we're going to close off in D3. We're going to type in greater than 70. Greater than or equal to 70. That's the one. D3. So anybody whose salary is greater than whatever value is, then we're going to do that 70,000. I want to be able to filter you in or filter you out. Okay. So greater than or equal to 70K. There's no extra spaces. Everything looks exactly as it should. Create the criteria using comparison operator, the greater than or equal to look for salary values greater than or equal to 70K. Do not include a comma. Remember I said that from the beginning. Raw numbers, nothing in between, purely numbers. And this exactly here is why we do it exactly here. In A7 on the data tab, sort and filter, advanced, and in the list range, really, sorry, I'm being whiny, aren't I? So A7 to G34. So A7. This is a weird way to do it. Data tab, sort and filter, advanced. Well, such a big subject. Wait for it. Data, sort and filter, and advanced. It's going to have the smallest icon ever. So this is why we have to say, I want our range to be this big. This range is A7 to G34. My criteria range is what? A2 to G3. And my criteria range is that. Looks like that. I'm still a bit weirded out. But okay. And then we're going to click on the OK. Why is the cells absoluted? Because it's possible, well, A, it needs to be, and B, you always want to allow if you're copying down stuff, so, or you want to always define a very specific area, never change it, absolute it. And okay. And okay. So what it did a filter internally inside the table, if you will. And that's why now you only see some rows. And you've got senior professor and assistant professor and lecturer. And what was the criteria again? It was greater than 70K. Yep, every single person here is making 70K or more. So yep, it worked. Okay. So A1 active. And we're going to go to home. And right there. A1. Perfect. But in B3, we're going to type in asterisk professor. And asterisk is one of two wildcards. Again, I'll be talking a little bit more about this in class. Asterisk means any character, any number of characters. It could be the letter A, or it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't care. Anything before the word professor. Okay. The question mark is one character. So there's actually three, but I only work with the two. Okay. In B3, we're going to type in asterisk professor. And B3's the classification is anything professor. I'm pressing the tab key. And that's the use of two or more criteria on the same row is known as a compound criteria. I call it and. So if anybody who makes greater than 70,000 a year and they're some kind of professor, you can filter it. If those two things are not true, then don't filter it. But both of those things must be true for it to work. Okay, they call it compound, I call it and. And there goes data, filter, advanced. Now here's something I do that the book doesn't do, is I always refresh my list range and I always refresh my criteria range. By that, I mean, there's my criteria range, it's already there, perfect. And my list range is A7 to G34. As long as these two things are true, then we're going to filter them. Now, before we do that, okay, nothing needing to be filtered here nor cleared here. Do that and keep going. 59 the time at 5:27 and okay. So now this is only anybody with whatever professor is your classification. As well, your annual salary is 70K or greater. And those are the records. But each time, the downside of this is we're replacing it, replacing it, replacing it, replacing it. And if you want to save something, right now you cannot because of the way it's set up. So A7 again, sort and filter, advanced, make sure your database range is correctly identified, and the list range still indicates A2 to G3. So far, we did all that, and this is what we have here. Ours looks like theirs, theirs looks like ours, and everything is good. Once this technique, you just practice it, you can filter data by adding additional criteria. Faculty who are assigned for 8 hours or more of advising. So they're saying create another filter. So faculty, assigned 8 hours or more of advising. So what is it? Anybody, you know what? Let's see if we can't figure that out. Should we clear it? Go and do that. I don't know if we're supposed to, but let's go do that. So you're going to go clear. So everything's back to normal. And so the criteria, advanced, our list range, which is the data set here, is A7 to G34. Correct. The criteria range is A2 to G3. Correct. Okay. So that's ready. And the criteria is going to be professor greater than and greater than or equal to 8. Okay, we're going to come back and do the same thing again. Professor, greater than, and the advising hours is greater than or equal to 8. And then we're going to do the filter again. Okay, advanced. Oh, shoot. Greater than or equal to 8, the number of advising hours. Reader, advanced filter. Yes, yes, yes. Criteria range is correct. Okay, and there we go. All professors, all making greater than 70K, and all have 8 hours of advising or greater. Not too shabby. Okay, keeping an eye on the time for you guys, because we're getting mightily close to the beginning of class. More knowledge. Naming range. I think I can do it. Can I do it? Yes. And that's going to be the last thing I'm going to be doing with you guys tonight with the recording. The naming ranges and extracting filtered rows. Remember I said to you guys before about my frustration? Is can I extract to one question we have to answer? Can I extract to a different sheet? Well, what the heck do you mean by that? We don't even know what extracting means to begin with. Okay, to extract or pull out the results, filter to another area so you don't mess with your original data set. And instead of displaying a filtered list, you just, as you did before, all we do is get the results. There's no structure issues, nothing. You can slice, dice, or julienne them. You can copy them. So display the schedule comparison sheet. And you don't see it. 3 little dots, the ellipses, and schedule comparison. We're going to copy A2 to G2 and paste it in A37. Now this time instead of being at the top, it's going to be at the bottom. And when it actually filters, we're going to say, let's go and do this. A2, G2, copy. Now let's go down here to G37 and paste. So when it does the filter, what it's going to do is when it filters the results, it's not going to filter in the table here. This is going to remain untouched. But whatever the results are, it's going to appear down here in the morning, evening schedule. So far, that was 1 and 2. And A37 to G37 is our data set. And in the name box, type in extract. So A37 to G37, A37 to G37, and name box, extract, enter. So now we've got the range extract. So when I want the result, that's where it's going to go. Again, slightly different from what I do, but who's to say which is best or which is perfect? A7 to G37. Then we're going to highlight the range A7 to G34. Name box, database. Okay, we are naming everything like crazy. So A7 to G34. So our data. Okay, we're going to call it database. Enter. And now everything is defined. Areas are defined. Everything's got names. So at the top of the worksheet in E3, we're typing morning. And then in 3, we're going to type in evening. So E3, morning. I don't care if it's caps or not. S3 is evening. Okay. Done. So what I want to do is the primary schedule, you've got morning, and The secondary schedule is evening. Then you're going to have the results filtered out, and they're going to appear here. Well, maybe not quite there. We've done that. We've named it. I showed you what's going to happen. In E3, I've typed something. F3, I've typed something. So we know it's going to be any record with warning and evening. So now we're going to do the magic, shall we? So in the data tab, sort and filter, advanced, and make sure our list range is A7 to G34. Then I got to hustle like crazy. Okay. Data tab, sort and filter, advanced. My data range is correct. The criteria range is whatever it's going to be. A7 to G34. And in the criteria range box, we're going to scroll the worksheet and display the criteria range, A2 to G33, G3. Click on the range. Nope. We're going to click on the range. Not that. No. Let's try this again without clicking on the wrong things. Okay, data tab, filter, advanced. Don't click on things that don't belong to you. Click on the drop down. I want to get rid of you. Stop it. Cancel. I'm in schedule companion. Okay. This is really causing me a lot of grief. I'm now 5:37, so I got to do it this time. Edit, copy to another location. Schedule comparison. My criteria range is going to be A2 to G3. I'm not sure I like that, but okay. They say it's correct. That's correct. I'll try this again. A2 to G3. That makes me feel a bit better. Too much junk going on in there. And you'll see why I didn't like that method. It's great, but not me. And I want to have the result copy to. I want it to go down to, yep, here. Okay. So criteria is where I'm copying it from. The result is going to be filtered out into extract and OK. Done that, done that, done that, done that. And I really got to hustle. OK. And there you go. Professor, salary, afternoon, evening, and greater than 8. And that's the end of that. So